Hey guys, hybrid here, passive hybrid here.
Yep.
Yeah, with discussion episode 6, I'm very relaxed right now. The topic is should heroes have sidekicks, and I'll let everybody here introduce themselves. Just go with the flow.
Right, my name is Oscar, and, I'm from Sweden.
All you need to know.
I'm Nick.
And this is, of course, the Whitesheep.
And
me. Two hooves. And John. I interrupted John. John is especially the special phone. He's on his banana phone.
Yes, I am.
We're on Skype, and John's on his banana phone. Oh.
Okay, so, man, I am just so tired. Anyways, so the topic, like I said, is should heroes have sidekicks? Now, it's a big topic among fans of heroes because, there's argument that sidekicks hold the hero back. But at the same time, there's the argument that, sidekicks give the hero something to, push for. I don't know. Batman's a prime example of it because, even though Batman grew up without really parents, even though, he had Alfred, but, Batman's one of the greatest fathers in the DC universe when you think about it. His kids get good grades in school and a good education. They learn how to kick everybody's ass, and they're rich.
But he also learns a 13-year-old to disarm bombs. That's not very good parenting in my book.
Parenting, if a man has kids away, like that, Batman would not be allowed to have children.
Batman could be my dad. I let him be my dad. I would leave my family at this instant and go live with Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah, but your family has to die in order for that to happen.
So be it.
Do you want to get stabbed like Damien or blown up like Jason Todd?
No, I get to be the brother of Tim Drake.
Plus, he has a really shitty track record with losing kids.
Have we ever had a Black Robin? No.
We've had like a somewhat Middle Eastern Robin.
Doesn't matter. I have no idea what you're talking about, but whatever.
Damien.
Oh, true.
His race is like Mongolian or something. I don't even know.
He's Arab.
Yeah,
Arab.
He's Arab?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there.
Okay.
Like I was saying.
So basically, the most popular example of sidekick is Robin. Obviously. Then I think probably a lot of people don't remember Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, as much as they used to. But there's sidekicks also like Kid Flash, Impulse technically. We have Bucky, who will be appearing soon in Captain America the Winter Soldier. Even though instead of being a sidekick, he was more of a partner. Because that's what I've realized in more of the modern comics, they've turned from being sidekicks to more partners.
Yeah.
So the argument has been made, are they really necessary? Because that really came up with in Young Justice with Red Arrow, Roy Harper, Speedy. He had that argument. He was like, we're not sidekicks, we're partners. So, and as you can see, the teen heroes, they can, do stuff on their own pretty well. So, that does bring up the question, do sidekicks, should they have sidekicks? It gives the teenager someone to have a mentor, usually of similar abilities, and it also, it helps, pave the way for the next generation. But at the same time, if the heroes beforehand didn't have mentors, then why would the next generation have to need mentors too?
Yeah, I don't really know about it. I think it's depending on how the hero is. Is the hero a person who actually can have a sidekick, who actually can take care and learn this kid the ropes or whatnot?
More people should talk.
Nick, what's your thoughts on this?
I like sidekicks. They're really good. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's just, I think it's essential for a hero to have one so they can have some sort of sanity in their lives.
It's true. John, how about you?
I'll respond to that name on YouTube.
I'm sorry, John. Wally West.
People gotta know. That's my actual last name, West.
West.
So,
he is
I consider
the Flash.
I think that don't really need a sidekick.
They don't?
Kind of don't. But it helps.
I would say, interestingly enough, my opinion is I don't really, for some characters it's necessary, for some it's not. I think it was the trend back in the early days of comics to have sidekicks, and it's evolved clearly now. But I think it's really essential to some people like Batman that you have a sidekick, is you notice some of the darkest Batman stories, and Batman when he's at his darkest is when he doesn't have a sidekick. Now clearly you're going to say, like, you know, Death in the Family with Jason Todd. It's a really dark story, and, you know, Robin, you know, spoiler alert, you had 30 years at this point to go read it, but, you know, Jason Todd dies, and that's a pretty dark story, but considerably, I know, I'm sorry, it had to be done, considerably, the years after that, Batman was definitely not in a good place.
Until he met Tim Drake.
Yeah, okay, go toot your own horn, but I think...
Tim Drake's gonna die soon.
Essentially to me, sidekicks are important for characters like Batman that could easily become a little too serious, a little too dark. They humanize them a little bit.
I think it depends on the story you want to tell, actually.
That's
Is
true.
Is it a coming of age story? Is it a family?
But people like, you know, Dick Grayson and Tim Drake, and unfortunately not Damian, but we got to see a lot of these Robins grow up with Batman. And, you know, I think Dick Grayson is a prime example because he went from this kid, this boy wonder, to now being his own hero in his own way. He's still in the Bat family, and he still, you know, primarily chills with Batman, but he is his own man now.
CJ?
Yeah.
Whitesheep. I will rebuke your prime example with a better, more primer example.
If you say Red Robin, I swear to God, because he still has Robin in the name.
Kid Flash, Wally West becoming the Flash.
Yes.
That was probably the most definitive sidekick taking over the mantle thing ever.
Well, Dick Grayson took over the mantle for a little bit.
Yeah, but Wally took it over for 20-something years.
That's true. But you can't keep a good Batman.
A lot of people didn't even know Barry Allen was ever the Flash.
I will agree that is a more prime example.
A lot of people don't understand, but Wally West as the Flash is where a lot of the modern Flash, essentially all of the modern Flash stuff comes from. Everything ranging from a lot of this stuff with the Speed Force, all of that, it was with Wally West Flash. It wasn't with Barry Allen.
The difference is between, you know, Wally West being the Flash and Dick Grayson being, you know, Batman, is that when Barry Allen died in Crisis on Infinite Earths, you know, there was no Flash. You know, you had to fill those shoes as fast as possible. But let's take Batman, for instance. You know, you have this whole network of heroes, you know, in Gotham, you know, willing to help Batman fight crime and, you know, if necessarily help defend the city, like it was shown in, you know, Battle for the Cow, where Dick Grayson actually established a network of heroes to defend Gotham. But Dick Grayson, unlike other sidekicks, he's not in a hurry to become Batman. He's just as content to be Nightwing.
True. I don't know, we kind of saw, with Wally West especially, we saw someone that he definitely stepped up to the plate and became Batman. Or not Batman, became the Flash, my bad. Maybe I was concussed as well. But I think with Dick Grayson, it's a case of, I guess, for sales or whatever reason, they just can't keep Bruce Wayne dead or, you know, trapped as a caveman. So, I mean, I honestly feel like Dick Grayson might have been able to hack it. He might have been able to, you know, maintain the mantle, but for sales, for whatever reason, he was not given that shot. So,
you know,
there was an argument. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Right. Well, there also was an argument between Dick and Bruce after the Nightfall series, where Dick was upset, you know, with now Bruce picking him as his first choice to replace him as being Batman. So there's that too.
Yep.
Yeah, and I found it funny. DC has a plethora of sidekicks. Essentially, every hero has a sidekick or a partner of some kind.
Yep.
Everybody, from Martian Manhunter with Miss Martian to, see who, some obscure DC character.
Zatara and Zatanna, maybe.
Yeah, you have that, but there's
Well,
a really weird.
Superboy.
Superboy is a good example.
Yeah, that is. But if you go to Marvel Comics, though, they're not really like that. They were like that a bit. Hulk had Rick Jones, Captain America had Bucky, Human Torch. The original Human Torch had Toro.
Yeah, but that was all back in the 40s.
I believe Namor had a sidekick at one time too. But then you get Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Marvel's
Stanley hates kid sidekicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I hate sidekicks. Roll in the comic.
Yeah, that's, a good example to why they don't have kid sidekicks in Marvel Comics is actually Bucky. Because Bucky, for years it was thought that, Bucky was dead. So that was one of the main reasons why you didn't have kid sidekicks running around, because so many heroes were afraid of endangering such a young child.
Which is what brings me to my next sub-question.
The 40s. I think the 40s were like the high time of sidekicks for them. And now they moved them more to partners, like you see with Rhodey, as, Iron Patriot, War Machine, with, I guess now Winter Soldier, as opposed to Captain America. There's more partners now than sidekicks, like Josh was saying. And I think that's for the best.
But should heroes have kid sidekicks? Because we run into a problem, the same problem with Damian Wayne. He's like 10 years old and dead. Jason Todd, was dead. It's like Bucky was presumed dead for a while too. It's like, especially for Batman, he's had 2 dead sidekicks. Like, not the best track record.
Yeah, no, that's why
That
I
is
think he
true.
would be a great father. But
every other Robin is dead.
That's true. It's and now Dick Grayson's about to die too. It's
Well, nearly every kid sidekick has died in some form or another.
Not Tim Drake.
just because that's supposed to be the death of children in our society, especially in Western society, is something that's, and I would say
taboo.
worldwide. It's taboo, it's shocking, and it's one of the most horrible things that can ever happen.
But it sells.
And that's why they do it so much. Because it's like, that child died. Okay.
But Bucky was cooler when he came back as Winter Soldier.
No, I agree, he was cooler when he came back, but it's sort of, you're going to sell more comics saying, oh, Captain America's sidekick dies. Find out how Cap feels about this. Read every issue. But,
read all the non-essential crossovers that just happen to have the title on it.
And for Damian, go ahead.
I'm going to keep going this down this road.
Okay, I was going to say for Damian, it's doubly like as bad for Bruce Wayne, because not only that is like a child he's responsible for, it's his son. Losing like his own child is,
it's his biological son. So
yeah.
But the first real defeat Batman ever really had was the loss of Jason Todd. That was as big a loss to Batman as it was when he lost his parents.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that of course shapes him a little bit. And post Jason Todd, like I was mentioning before, he was definitely didn't really, it was arguably his darkest period, because he was just, in such shock and in such agony, having lost someone that he actually cared for and was responsible for. And if you were saying something, I cut you off. Let's go back to that.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like how in the Frank Miller verse, like he quits being Batman after Jason dies, which is really that impacts his whole career.
Because arguably, I mean, well, other than Bucky, like how many sidekicks had died before, and as tragically as Jason Todd did, because Jason Todd, got blown to hell. But,
he could have saved him, but yeah.
Yep.
Also got being microbar. Can't forget that.
Which, honestly, being a sidekick, though, it's an interesting thing in comics, because usually there's multiple sidekicks, like, as in legacy. Usually the mantle gets passed on. Because I found that interesting.
Hero.
More sidekicks end up leaving being a sidekick than the actual hero.
True. I would say that happens to the majority of them. Like we talked about Wally West and now Dick Grayson for a little bit. But
every time you say West, I keep thinking you say my name.
Okay, well, we all know the best sidekick ever of all time is Tim Drake.
Shut up.
I won't actually fall for that. Maybe Dick Grayson.
Thank you for Dick Grayson.
I mean, you can probably argue all day long about, who is the greatest sidekick of all time, but...
I did it the other day. Literally the other day, I just debated the whole, I had a whole Skype chat with, a Damian Wayne fan.
A big thing to remember is it's sort of like almost, maybe not as passionate, but it's sort of like arguing, hey, who's the greatest hero? Each person's going to have their merits. I mean, I will say Tim Drake is a wonderful sidekick, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's something to be said for originality.
No, Dick Grayson. I loved his origins in the Dark Victory.
Flying Graysons. There you
Everybody
go.
knows the best sidekick is Martian Boy Hunter.
Martian Boy Hunter.
I actually like how they did his Dick Grayson's origin and then All-Star Batman. It was cool too.
That's true. I mean, but yeah. So who are you guys? Your guys' favorite sidekicks? Let's go into that real quick.
Roy Harper.
Roy Harper. Good answer.
Which incarnation of him? The Arsenal one or the Red Arrow?
I prefer Red Arrow. Pre-New 52.
I think Arsenal's a little more like the Winter Soldier to me. That's sort of the major transformation.
Yeah. It's because of the bionic arm, CJ.
Yep.
Arsenal's
it is.
practically Winter Soldier.
The thing about Roy Harper, in recent years, he's been so mistreated by so many writers because they often depict him as a dumb ex-former junkie.
Yep.
Yeah, which is not really the case because he has a good head on his shoulder. But the thing is, people keep comparing him to Dick Grayson a lot, and that's not right because there's a difference between being raised by Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, and being raised by Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly, costume is being one of those differences. But,
yeah, and I think Roy actually exceeds Oliver in a whole lot of things because Oliver Queen is only known to use a bow and arrow, but Roy, he can use guns, crossbows, and literally anything to hit his target. So in that case, I think Roy has exceeded Green Arrow to some extent.
That's true.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is true.
Answer. Josh, we should work on getting Roy into a matchup at some point for CBVS.
Roy Harper versus Kate Bishop.
Ooh. We'll have to look into that.
Sounds awesome. I would go more Artemis versus Kate. But that's me.
But, Nick, how about you? Who's your favorite sidekick?
My favorite kid sidekick is probably Carrie Kelly from Dark Knight Returns.
All right. I'm feeling it.
Definitely.
Give you a reasoning.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm so shaking my head.
It's those cool shades.
I love her hair. It's so 80s.
No, his reasoning because she wears those sexy shorts.
Yeah.
Who wears shorts?
All right, so John, who's your favorite sidekick?
Do you really have to ask?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Wally West, who's your favorite sidekick?
One, I go by Generation West on my YouTube, and it's a picture of a girl version of Wally West.
That's true. I saw that.
Yeah, what's up with your girl, Tim Drake? It always throws me off. I'm like, oh, he drew Red Robin. It's a girl. And I'm like, aw. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Josh?
Man.
I don't know. I feel like I know Josh's answer. I don't know how, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that it's Tim Drake.
Actually, you're wrong.
I guess it's John Blake.
My favorite sidekick in comics is Kid Flash.
Yay! High five.
But my favorite partner in comics is Tim Drake. Because Tim Drake was never a sidekick. Tim Drake was the first. Break down slow.
Either that, he severed all ties to me, but
wait.
I don't know. For mine, I would have to go.
Wait.
What?
You want to know why Tim Drake isn't a sidekick, but he's a partner?
Okay, go ahead.
He was the only Robin to get his own solo series.
That's true.
And to this day, he still is. And then on top of that, he's the only Robin to be viewed as a peer to Batman while still Robin. None of the other Robins were viewed as in the same league by any comprehension in Batman until they moved on, but Tim Drake was. And he led the Teen Titans quite well. He formed a new iteration, and then he led them very successfully for I think a good over a decade in comics, like in real time, throughout the comics. Even Dick Grayson remarked that he did a better job leading them than he did.
Yeah. And actually, Tim Drake is the only Robin who's ever been called detective by Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly. You just made my little Tim Drake fanboy whiskers jiggle.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that actually came up in a previous discussion, and you earned some major points with the Josh right there.
She did. Why'd she take the wheel?
Whitesheep is taking the wheel. I would have to say for my favorite, while I do love Dick Grayson, and I think I like Dick Grayson as much as I like him as Robin. I think I like him even better as Nightwing, as his own man. I would have to say probably my favorite sidekick, at least right now. Well, maybe not right now, but in the last couple of years has been Superboy, actually, because I really like what they've done, sort of distinguishing him from Superman, and I feel like a lot of people don't really see that. A lot of people don't really know that. I mean, I know most people who read comics would know that, but some people I feel like don't appreciate that he actually has a slightly, I mean, not necessarily slightly, it's actually a different power set, really, because most of it's from the whole tactile telekinesis thing.
Yeah.
But I also am partial to Winter Soldier because he's cool. But
why is it always that everyone is more gravitated towards the sidekicks who turn bad?
That's true. It's interesting, but
no, he's more of an anti-hero, though.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think
it's firmly an anti.
I think people like not only the character progression, but I think they like seeing somebody who used to be all the way, like, let's say on one side, like no killing, then turn that and really, because in our real world, which isn't perfect, we'd have more anti-heroes than all the way heroes, all the way villains, because if the Joker was in real life, someone would have killed him by now.
Yeah.
After your death count goes over 100 people, I'm pretty sure someone's gonna kill you.
Yeah, we'll all be Punisher in this world, so
basically, that's why I love Punisher. Is I feel like he's such a relatable and very realistic hero. But
no, that's a sidekick,
But that's another reason, if we're talking realism, that's one of the reasons why I can't fault Nolan in any of his movies, because I don't think anybody would really have a kid sidekick in the real world.
Wait, can I say something about Punisher? What's the Punisher kind of sidekick? Person that you did.
He actually had a sidekick for a while.
Yeah, microchip.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Skull Kid. No.
No, they could do sidekicks in a realistic superhero movie.
I think they do.
No.
But I think that would detract from the realism.
Watson.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
There you go. I mean, I think, but Watson is more of his partner than his sidekick, really. I think he's more of like the whole, not necessarily Nightwing is to Batman, but
yeah. I mean, sidekicks in movies. I mean, they tried to do it in Batman Forever, but with Chris O'Donnell, him playing as Robin. But the thing was, he was way too old. You know, Robin is supposed to be adopted by Batman, and you know, when Chris O'Donnell did Robin to be adopted by somebody,
like Chris O'Donnell, like year 30.
Yeah, I don't know. It was probably 20 or something when they made the movie. I don't know, but you know.
Yeah, but he's one of those things. It's like I know there's a fact I'm sure is going to shock most of you, but I mean a lot of people that get to play high school actors are actually like 20 at least.
Shit.
But no. Let me finish my train of thought.
Okay.
Those characters, those actors usually look at least a little bit young. Chris O'Donnell is one of those guys that he looks older. Like in that movie, I was like, you're not a teenager. You look like you're in your 20s. I mean, it's good for him now. He still looks like he could be, you know, anywhere from late 20s, early 30s, and he's probably older than that. But
well, however, but before your mind for a second, Dr. Chaney, she was in a movie called Street. She was the oldest teenager actor ever. At 35, she played a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And also, she went on to become old Barbara Gordon in Batman Beyond.
Huh. The issue for me with having kid superheroes in movies is, well, one, it's the whole child thing, and I'm sure people will be like, hey, child's endangerment. But, and I'm going to actually leave that there for the moment and ask you guys what you guys thought of Hit Girl and Kick-Ass.
I think Charlotte should have taken her away from her dad a long time ago.
Yes. Exactly. What about you?
Do we talk about comic book Hit Girl or movie Hit Girl?
I'd say either, because they're both a fairly interesting commentary on, you know, child sidekicks.
Yeah, but I think comic book
movie
Hit Girl is more psychotic.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, she. What's she like? She's like 10-year-old now, and she's running the whole business.
Basically, yeah. And that's, I don't know, but I wanted to get your guys' opinions on, like, is that the right way to do child, like, sidekicks?
No.
Or do you guys think that they should get, no? Yeah, straight off the bat?
No, that movie was like self-parody. Stupid.
It's more like satire.
It was satire, but I don't know. That's honestly, I don't think that's the way they should do child sidekicks, but I feel like that would be the only way that it would almost fit in like a Nolan movie. Unless you want to jump straight to Nightwing, like most people just assume John Blake did.
No, he's Batman.
I don't know. It was kind of stupid. Oh, sorry, continue.
Okay, one at a time.
Right.
Oscar, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, I think he either jumped to another identity, because him calling himself Robin when his, birth name is Robin, that is very, very stupid.
I thought that was pretty dumb, yeah.
Amen.
No. What about you, Nick? I'm interested in your opinion.
On the John Blake?
Yes, on John Blake, and well, I
like
guess
he only threw that in there as like a wink to like fans. Like he never wanted to have Robin in the movie, but they're like, all right, if you really want him in there, then I'll make this guy's name Robin.
He made me angrier with that one scene than he did with any other plot hole in that whole film.
I don't know. I actually kind of I didn't really like it, but I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say it made me angrier than most of the plot holes. But
no, if he really wanted to do like a nod to fans, he should have done something that made sense and was fully respectable to how the character had been presented beforehand, which would have been, hey, make him like Terry McGinnis. Say his name's Terry or something like that. Because by doing the Robins, everyone's excuse for it is, oh, he's an amalgamation of all the Robins. Well, bullshit.
I don't like the whole.
I always thought he was gonna be Batman because they like repaired the bat symbol or whatever, and then yeah.
Like honestly, I thought that was stupid too because when you think about it, who's gonna train him? He had a hard enough time 1v1ing like a redneck.
Yep, pretty much.
Like a random thug. He had a hard enough time with.
Batman Earth 1.
Like he's gonna get killed because, Batman's already fought the Joker. And as we learned in the Nolan film, they even said, Batman's presence just brings out crazier people.
The kids could find the Batcave.
Like, let's just say...
Maybe he locked it up with a net.
Like, let's say after the whole Bane thing, right? Black Mask does the whole Arkham Origins bounty on Batman's head. Everyone's going to think John Blake's Batman. He's going to get murdered.
Yeah. Unless Bruce left them some training equipment or like a program on the computer.
T90X.
No, Alfred's there.
No, didn't he? Well, I guess he is, but
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Alfred's not going to train him. He didn't go to any of the training.
And this isn't Earth
1.
This isn't Earth 1, Alfred. So no.
I wish it was, but it's not. I actually, at first, I was not a huge fan of Alfred at all, like Earth 1 Alfred at all, and I thought about it, and I was like, this is actually really, really badass.
I think he's like that in every version of Alfred. I think he's like ex-Special Forces, but like...
Well, they make him like that now.
They make him like that now.
Because they want him to be relatable to Batman, more of a butler, instead of just being a butler. They want him to be someone who could, like, give them advice, like, I've been there before, back in my day kind of thing.
Well, I always thought he was, even in the Batman animated series, because, like, he was the only one that could, like, know how to field dress like Bruce. Like, I thought he was, like, a medic or something like that.
He was. Actually, there is an episode called The Unicorn and the Lion where we learned that Alfred actually worked for the British Secret Service.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the last episode in Batman the Animated Series.
Alfred's the OG sidekick.
I would say, actually, that was another thing that I wanted to ask. Was like, how do you guys feel about Alfred as maybe, a longer-running sidekick than either any Robin in history?
No, he's just his butler.
He's just his butler? I mean, he doesn't go out there and kick ass. Well, now he does, but he's been there longer. He's survived
He's
more.
just his father figure.
There have been fewer Alfreds.
And he's basically old man Jason Statham.
Personally, I would be sadder if Alfred died than if anybody else died.
Yeah.
I think if DC killed Alfred, every DC Comics villain would have to hide.
Yeah.
It would just go so crazy.
Yeah. Batman would go AWOL on everyone in Gotham City if Alfred was killed.
Oh, man.
That would not be a pretty sight at all.
So let's just leave Alfred alone so we don't get the homicidal Batman.
No, kill Alfred so Batman turns into a murderer. That'd be awesome.
So he becomes, the gun-toting.
Yeah, like Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
But actually, there is a very interesting contrast in there between, Batman, Alfred, and the Robins, because, when Bruce was growing up, he had, Alfred who could guide him towards the light, who always was there for him. And when Batman first encounters Dick Grayson, he recognizes, the situation that Dick is in. His parents has just been killed. The kid has seen his parents being killed. And what is going to happen now? Well, the kid is probably, if I'm not intervening here and helping the kid, find a positive outlook on life, he's probably going to be a very, very bad person in the future.
Yeah, life of crime. Honestly, that's killing, multiple birds with one stone with Dick Grayson because he feels for Dick because he lost both of his parents as well, but two, he potentially saved the kid from a life of crime. So yes, but moving on, I guess we'll go to our last question. We've heard your favorite sidekicks. We've gotten your opinion on a lot of the sidekicks. Final question, and I'll go around with this. Child sidekicks, or sidekicks in general, yes or no, and why? Let's start with you, Oscar.
Yes, because I feel like it's always good to have somebody watch your back, no matter what.
Good point. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I think it's good because, like, the hero can see some of themselves in these kids that they're training and, you know, mentoring and all that. And it's good for both sides, I mean, really.
All right, John?
I am iffy.
All right, why?
The right hero kind of works well with a sidekick. Some do, some don't. And there's some heroes that don't need them, i.e. Spider-Man and Alpha.
I'll take that as a no on Alpha. But, all right, Josh?
Yes.
Sidekicks, yes or no, and why?
Sidekicks depends on the hero and what their powers are, because obviously the more powerful they are, the more powerful enemies they're facing. With that being said, though, I think overall, in a way they're good, but they need to be at a certain age. They need to be like 17, 18, not, 10 years old.
You're a no on the child sidekicks, but a yes on the sidekicks.
Yes. I'm sorry, partners.
Yeah.
I'm a yes on the partners, no on the sidekicks.
I think I'm going to have to go with echoing that sentiment from Josh. I think putting a child in danger should be a big no-no for any superhero because, unless they're trained, like Hit Girl, which was satire, but unless they're highly trained to that extent and basically raised for that sole purpose, I think it's a bad idea. So actually, I guess by those criteria, I'm fine with Damien as a sidekick because he was raised for that, but don't let anybody hear me say that. Anyways, I guess whatever happened to Alpha? Just out of curiosity, was he just there for like one story?
We don't talk about Alpha.
What happened? We don't talk about Alpha?
We don't talk about
Alpha.
Josh.
These people are smart.
Josh, what about Alpha?
I'm going with that.
What about Alpha? I got to know.
First rule about Alpha, we don't talk about Alpha.
I see a lot of new faces here today, which means a lot of people must have been breaking the first rule. Anyways, I'm gonna have to say that's it. I'm gonna call it ding ding ding. Anyways, yes. So I guess signing off. This is Whitesheep.
This is Hybrid.
Nick. Yep.
And Oscar
John
from Sweden.
Banana phone. Yeah, Oscar from Sweden and John on the banana phone, or the.
This is Generation Work.
I got
Don't distract me.
I gotta say it's not. I don't think it's the banana phone anymore. I think it's like the Powerpuff Girls hotline. It's like
Powerpuff Girls, they need your help.
Yes, I said it was under attack.
It's probably the bat phone.
Yes.
Man, this phone.
So signing off. See you next week.